My name is Boy Kim Cheng. I'm primarily a poet, though I've written a book of travel essays called Between Stations and also a novel, a historical novel called Yao Between Heaven and Earth, which is about the life of the Tang Dynasty poet Du Fu. So I've written five collections of poetry and those two books. I don't think it's really about anything. It's more about my attempts to make sense of, to understand, to map out my experiences, my memories, and to understand what it is to be human. What it is to fail, and what it is to love, and what it is to remember. You never set out to write about anything. I guess you always begin with a nudge somewhere, at the back of the mind, a sense of, you know, unease, a sense of maybe sometimes, rarely, a sense of joy, and yeah, with these sensations that kind of perhaps float up in you, surface in you, and sort of yeah, demanding a sort of a voice, and you never know what it is until you've got perhaps the first draft down on the page, and then perhaps then you start to maybe know the way into the poem, and the poem starts to reveal itself. I think I read a poem for its music and for what cannot be said in prose. You know, um, so it's almost something that's beyond words, beyond close to the brink of silence. I like poems that are steeped in silence, that have echoes of silence in them, that come from silence and return to silence. In other words, uh, and maybe that's what I'm hoping to achieve, to get at in my own poems as well. That there's this place of stillness, where the words come from, and ultimately return to. Um, yeah, I mean, we read for poetry for different reasons, and I think we read to be comforted in time of distress and time of kind of crisis. I mean, for example, in the aftermath of September 11, people were reading W.H. Auden's poem, the one about the September 1st, 1939, and looking for answers there. So I think poetry can give some kind of not the answers, but maybe some kind of consolation, and maybe a glimpse that we can get over it. We can recover what it is to be human. In the face of the inhuman. Uh, no, I never want to kind of dictate or you know direct, control the way my readers read my work. So I think that's the last thing I want to do for my work, to be manipulative. I think it would be great if the reader could, find a space that I've found in the poem, and encounter the poem there, experience the entire poem in its uh, yeah, kind of nakedness, and in its kind of honesty, and so that's what I hope will happen, with my poems, and what I hope has happened, that it has kind of brought about some kind of a meaningful encounter, some kind of a meaningful experience, just traveling on the words, and you know, and perhaps in some cases, my experiences, the experiences of the memories I've mapped in the poems, can mean something to my readers, can provide some kind of what Robert Frost calls a momentary stay against confusion.